Hello, my lovely sugars. Welcome back to Anxiety Art Adventures. How is everyone doing today? I hope everyone is having a fabulous day and start to your week. I am going to be doing a WIP and chat today, which stands for work in progress. So please feel free to work along with me. Whatever you're doing, crafting, cleaning, cooking, just vegging, whatever you feel like doing, should. Grab a drink, grab a snack, chill out with me. So, I am working on Yin Yang Dragons, and this is from Diamond Art Club. This is a older kit from JoJo's Art, and it is a 42 by 58 centimeter round drill kit with a 1 AB. I am working on this for Patriotic Team's event that runs from February 1st through March 31st. The Diamond Painting Lovers event. That's the hashtag that you can use on Instagram. Diamond Painting Lovers. I'll have that down below. But I thought this was a pretty good depiction of two dragons that really like each other. And I love JoJo's art, so it's a good opportunity for me to pull something from my stash and work on this. And I'm trying to knock out some of my older kits that I have in my stash. So there we have it. So that is what I'm working on today. Okay, so first things first, I've got an awesome dragon cover minder. For the life of me, I cannot remember where I got this from. I cannot remember, so my apologies, but I absolutely love, love, love this cover minder. It is gorgeous, and in my favorite colors as well. I'm using another cover minder from Patriotic Team. This is a hand-poured resin heart cover minder that she sent to me. Absolutely love, love, love it. It is hefty, it is large, it is gorgeous. Gorgeous. And in my pen today, I'm using Randa's Crafty Corner Sea Breeze Scented Putty. I'm using it in my single placer as well as in my multi-placer. And I am using a Bella Art de Nicole tray that was sent to me. I don't think they are selling these yet. I know it's a new design that Jamie created, but they sent this to me when I purchased some rose gold trays from them as well. So I've been using this, and I really like the dividers, and I like the pour spout. So I'm going to be using this one today. All right, the pen, y'all. I waited and waited and waited to get this pen. I was so excited. This is from Patriotic Team, and this is called Garden Lotus, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Oh my gosh, all the colors in it. It's got this awesome, I love the shape that she does, Patriotic Team, that she does the ridges. Oh my gosh, look at all these colors. Every color under the sun imaginable. It is gorgeous, gorgeous. I was able to find a Texas tip to put in there as well as a four placer. So that is what I'm going to be using today. I'm not going to be using a multitude of pens. I'm just going to be using this one pen today. So, all right, I think I've gone over everything. Getting excited for my J-Wall Along 2022 coming up March 1st. I'm a little nervous, but I think it will be okay. Just trying to figure out all of the ins and outs with, with sponsors and giveaways and, how I'm going to do that. This is the first time I've done a really large event. So I'm a little nervous about it, but excited at the same time. So, all right, let's see. I've got notes over here. All right, let's talk about Bella. I'll give you an update on Bella. She is doing much, much better. She is on heart medication and is able to breathe again and is more active. Still, of course, she's deaf and blind, so she's still, still running into things and, can't find her way, but that's okay. We help her. But she's doing much better. We decided against going to the cardiac specialist, and the reason for that is because after talking to our vet, I've been talking to our vet very quite often. He and I agree that at this stage, she's 16, and the only thing the heart specialist is going to be able to do is basically put her on medication, which she's already on. And the other option would be some type of surgery. And the vet and I talked about it, and it's just, at her age, surgery is just not, it's just not an option right now. She just wouldn't make it through the anesthesia with as many issues that she has. So the heart medication that she's on is called Vetmedin. This should make her have a better quality of life. You know, oh wait, let me turn off my autofocus here. Okay. This should let her have a better quality of life, you know, for the remainder that we were blessed to have her. So we're going to stick with that for now. And we've really seen improvement, and we're happy with that. And she's able to run around and breathe, and she's more active. And it's just, I'm just glad that we found out that she had, you know, heart failure now instead of, you know, when it was too late. So anyway, she is doing much better. So I appreciate everyone's kind comments and messages to me about Bella. She is doing much better. So, all right. Yeah, let's get into my weekend. It was a very, very busy weekend for us. Friday night, I'm trying to think. We had something going on Friday night. I know we were doing a lot of, yeah, okay, right. Friday night we were doing a lot of cleaning and prepping. Our best friends, or Adam's best friend, Brad, and his wife, Shannon, they were coming up to look at our house next to us, our neighbor's house, that they are going to put up for sale. And the neighbors were nice enough to let us go over there and look at the house before they listed it. So we were cleaning and, oh my gosh, all kinds of stuff Friday night, trying to get ready for, you know, them to come over. And you know how it is when you have people over, you want the house to look nice. So we needed to vacuum and dust and clean the kitchen and, you know, clean the bathrooms and all that stuff. So we were doing that Friday night. It was fun. So yeah, and then Saturday morning, we got up early and, you know, had our coffee, and Brad and Shannon came over like around 12:30. We were supposed to go over to the neighbor's house at 1 o'clock. And, you know, they came over, and so sweet, so sweet. Oh, shoot. Hold on. I'm going to pause because Shannon brought me the cutest cover binder. I want to show it to you. Hold on. Okay. Let me turn my autofocus back on and show this to you. Okay, it says this project may contain cat hair. And it's got a paw on it. I know, it's got tape over it. I'm sorry. But this is from snarkycrafterdesigns.com. So, isn't that cute? Because she knew I was starting needlepoint, so she brought that to me. So, I thought that was so sweet. So sweet. So, thank you so much, Shannon, for that. All right. Let me turn the autofocus back off. Okay. Yeah, so they got here around 12:30, and we sat and chatted for a little bit. And of course, they were really nervous and excited, and, you know, didn't know what to expect and all that stuff. And we didn't know what to expect because we had not been inside the house either. So we went over there at 1 o'clock, but here's the best part of our Saturday, besides the fact that we got to see Brad and Shannon. We had not seen them for, it's probably been 2 years because of the whole, you know, Rona. So super excited to see them. And hopefully we'll get to be able to hang out with them more often. Okay, so we're leaving our house. We're on the front porch. And we're just talking before we go down the steps. Lo and behold, the mail lady drives down our driveway in her mail truck, gets out of her mail truck with a package for me, walks up, you know, up our sidewalk to the bottom of our stairs. I was in such shock, you guys. I mean, Adam and I just looked at each other and was just like, what is happening right now? Is this really happening? And I was like, hey, Shug, how are you? And she handed the package to me and she said, doing good. I looked at her when she handed me the package and I said, thank you so much. And she didn't even respond. She just turned around and walked away, got back in her mail truck and back down the driveway. I was like, oh my gosh, it only took 15 complaints online, talking to 2 clerks, 2 managers, and a customer service manager and a postmaster to get her to do this. So fingers crossed, this will continue. It's been quite the battle for any of you that are not familiar with that situation. All I'm going to say is my mail carrier is just an absolute ass and has damaged my diamond paintings, has damaged other packages just out of sheer laziness. And I would not give up on my relentless complaints. And apparently it paid off. So, hopefully this will continue because it's been very painful. I have to basically, anytime I get a package like a diamond painting, you know, I have to pay for expedited shipping through another company because I know that I won't get it. And what happens is she just puts a notice in the mailbox that, quote unquote, it's oversized. And we have to put in a redelivery request with a nasty note saying, you know, do your job, bring the package up to the front door like any mail carrier should when it's oversized. And, you know, it's a constant fight. And recently, the clerks up at our local post office was having to bring us our packages at the end of their shift, which that is not their job. The mail carrier needs to do their job and bring the packages to us. So, fingers crossed, everybody, positive thoughts that hopefully the situation has been resolved and she got her ass handed to her on a plate and will actually start bringing me my packages, considering I just ordered 2 diamond paintings from Diamond Art Club this past weekend. I did go ahead and pay, I think it was $18 extra to ship them via FedEx, I think. So, anyway. Oh, it's been fun. It's been fun, you guys. It's been pretty much a daily struggle with our mail carrier. But anyway. Okay, so after we got over the shock of that, we went over to the neighbor's house and yeah, I'm just going to make a long story short. Brad and Shannon are not going to buy the house. The house it's very large. I think it's a little bit bigger than our house. I think it's like, I want to say it's like almost 4,000 square feet. But the way that it's laid out, it's cut up very strange. And it's, I don't know. I talked to my mom about it because my mom was a real estate agent back in the 80s. And I explained to her the layout of the house because the house was built in 89. And she said this was like the in thing back then. So basically what it is you walk in to the main floor, and the main floor has, you know, a huge great room when you walk in. It's a contemporary style house with vaulted ceilings and skylights and all of that. The great room is beautiful. It's got a corner fireplace like what we have. It's very open, very pretty. But the first weird thing is when you walk in the house into the great room, you look to the far right corner of the room and there's a door. And I'm like, what is that? Is that a closet? And she said, no, that's the master bedroom. I was like, what? So the master bedroom is literally it's basically attached to your den, which I'm not a fan of that. Considering, you know, I mean, you don't want your bedroom right next to where you hang out, you know, with guests and things, and people just walk in and open that door thinking it's a bathroom or something, you know. It was very strange. And the master bedroom, it was actually quite small for being a master. The actual room itself, but the closet was a really large walk-in closet, and the master bathroom had been completely redone. Very, very nice. All really nice tile, and all these really pretty chrome sinks, and you know, new toilet and all that. It was really pretty. So that was the first weird thing, and then the second weird thing is, so I don't know if any of you are familiar with the style of what's called a tri-level house. Basically, this was a reverse tri-level, and I'll try to explain this the best I can. So you walk in the great room. To the left, there's a dining room. You walk through the dining room to the kitchen, and the kitchen is straight out of the 80s. It has like wood and cream colored cabinets without handles, and the counters are Formica, which are older. It has a flat top stove built into the countertop, so it's the same level as the countertop. Very old school, very old school. Now the refrigerator and dishwasher, they were brand new stainless steel appliances. They were really pretty. Washer and dryer were, but that can be replaced. So anyway, so you walk in the kitchen, and then to the right side of the kitchen is like an eat-in area, and then it's very open, and you look down into a sunroom. So you have to walk down 3 or 4 stairs to get to the sunroom, which is, on the back of the house, and that's on the ground level. And then from the sunroom, you walk down 3 or 4 more stairs, and that's where the 3 other bedrooms are, with a full bath and a garage that was heated and cooled. It was a really, really strange layout. And it just, to make a long story short, the layout didn't work for them. And I totally understand. We sat, after we went and looked at the house, we sat here in our kitchen all day Saturday just trying to figure out, okay, how to make that layout work for them. Like, can we, tear down walls? Can we, raise a floor? Can we, wall in some things? It just wasn't a good layout for them, because they need, Brad works from home, so he needed a home office that was away from everything else. Adam, listen to me. Shannon would like to have a crafting room, because she is an art teacher, and she likes the diamond paint and cross stitch and all of that, color. So she has a lot of crafting supplies, so she wanted her own room for that. So basically, 2 of the bedrooms would be offices. 2 of the 4 bedrooms would be offices. And one of the bedrooms downstairs is, the current owners were using it as a den. It was very large. And, had their TV and everything set up on the wall. It was just strange. It was strange. Very strange layout. It's a really nice house. It has huge potential, but it would take a lot of work. The kitchen would need to be gutted. There were some, just issues with, getting the deck redone, and the driveway needed to be, repaved and leveled in some places. They'd have to build a fence in the backyard. There were things, and it started to add up. And even though the price of the house was phenomenal for our area, I mean, they're asking probably $200,000 less than what it's actually worth. They would, excuse me, they would easily put that much back into it to get it functionable for them. So yeah, it just wasn't a good fit for them, and we totally understand. We were really bummed out, but because the whole prospect of having your good friends move in next to you was just awesome. I mean, it would have been amazing. But it's okay. It's okay. They'll find something. Hopefully they'll move in the next year to 2 years, and they'll be up here in the Richmond area, closer to where we are. So anyway, so that was Saturday, and then Saturday night, I'm trying to think. Well, they stayed here for a while, and then I want to say Saturday night I passed out. I was so tired. And then Sunday we went to Adam's parents' house. We finally had Christmas with Adam's family. We had been rescheduling it due to, people being sick and Rona scares and all that kind of stuff. So we finally rescheduled it and went over there on Sunday and was able to celebrate Christmas with them and his sister's birthday as well, which was in January. So that was nice. So we were over there pretty much all day Sunday. Sean came over to the house and stayed with Bella because she's got to go outside pretty much every 2 to 3 hours. Her heart medication is making her drink a lot of water, which the vet said was to be expected. And then with her age, she just, she has to go out a lot. So Sean came over and took care of Bella for us, so that was really nice. So my mom actually brought a rotisserie chicken over while we were at Adam's parents' house. When she goes to Costco, she always brings me a rotisserie chicken from Costco because we're not a member there, but she is. So she brought that over while we were gone, and Sean stayed for dinner when we got home. And then after dinner, Sean and I played Pokemon on the Switch, the new Pokemon. I'm really struggling with it, you guys, really struggling. It's a beautiful game. It's in 3D instead of in 2D. I'm not a controller person. I like games on the PC, on the actual computer, and I really struggle, hand-eye coordination with a controller. So he had to help me with some of the bigger fights, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So we hung out Sunday night, gosh, until, I don't think he went home until like 10 o'clock. So that was fun. That was fun. Yeah. So I talked about that. Oh, and we're watching the funniest show. We finished watching, so Ozark, the newest season of Ozark. They put half of the season up, and the other half is going to be up, I think, either in the spring or summer. So we just flew through the first 7 episodes of the last season. So good. So good. So many unexpected twists and turns. But because this is the last season, they're not going to be doing any more after this. You know that certain characters are going to have to go bye-bye. So all I'm going to say is, yes, certain characters did go bye-bye, and very unexpectedly, to be honest with you. So yeah, so we finished watching that. We were kind of bummed out because, hold on, I'm gonna change colors here. We were bummed out because there were only 7, there were only 7. So looking forward to that. Alright, I'm just changing colors and getting all these out. It really helps. Thank you for all the tips for people to tell me to leave the lid on when I pour back all the drills. That really helps. I probably should have thought of that, but of course, me being me, didn't think of that. Okay, there's some right here on the side. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so we finished watching Ozark, and we were like, well, what are we going to watch now? And we watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and we have a new season to watch of that. So we were going to watch that, and then when I turned on Netflix, the show came up that was recommended, and it was called Murderville. And it's got Will Forte in it, who was in, oh my gosh, he was in Blaze of Glory. He was in oh my gosh, what was that other show with Justin Bateman? Jason Bateman. Oh, it escapes me right now. The funny show. Arrested Development. Arrested Development. Yes, he was the strange brother on Arrested Development that was a magician. Such a great show. I absolutely love that show. Yeah. So we were like, okay, we'll try this. So it is the funniest show, you guys. It is hilarious. I highly recommend watching that show. It's a 30-minute show. Basically, he is Will Forte is a homicide detective, and what they do is they bring in random actors, like Sharon Stone's one, the guy from the show Community, oh my gosh, the little doctor guy, I can't remember his name. He's on it. So basically, they bring in these actors, and they have no idea what the murder is going to be about, and it's all in one take. It's like a mystery murder, theater kind of feel to it. It is hilarious, and they just have to go with the flow, and it's all in one take, and they are trying so hard not to laugh at each other. It's great. So if you like, comedy type things, definitely check out Murderville. Yes. So other than that, not a whole lot going on. We have construction is going to start on the house, I think March 6th, to replace boards and to replace a window that rotted out. So yeah, we ordered the window, just to give you guys an idea of supply chain issues. We ordered the window before Thanksgiving, and it's not supposed to get here until probably, I think he said, like the first couple of days of March. Yeah, and it keeps getting pushed out. So fingers crossed that it will actually come here in March so that we can get that done. So we're going to have a new window put in, and we're going to have a bunch of boards on the house replaced, and we're also going to have some decking boards replaced on our back deck that have rotted, because the back side of our house doesn't get any sun, and yeah, it's just the deck is old and a lot of the boards just need to be replaced. So I've got the carpenter we hired. He's going to be doing all of that. Hopefully get all of that done by the end of March, and then the beginning of April we're going to paint the house. I'm super excited. Actually, the painter is coming out tomorrow, and he's going to take the color that I picked and just paint a board on the back of the house so we can actually see what the color is going to look like, because I don't want to commit to painting our whole house a color until I actually see what it looks like up on the house. But it's going to be pretty. It's like I think it was called Storm Cloud Gray. So it's like a blue gray on the darker side, and then it's going to have bright white trim. And then I can't decide on a color for our front door. I'm debating between a robin's egg blue or a like banana yellow or like a mango terracotta peach color. So those are the three colors I'm debating between. I just don't know which one. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you had a darker gray house, what color front doors would you have? We have 2 front doors. So I want it to be like, I want it to pop. My mom, of course, wants me to do yellow because that's her favorite color. I'm leaning more towards the robin's egg blue just because that's also one of my favorite colors. But when we looked online, because you can actually basically do a layout of colors of your own house online, and the bright terracotta peach looked really, really good. It's very different. So we'll see. So anyway, so how are all of you? I hope all of you are doing well, and anyone that has been sick recently, my thoughts and prayers go out to you. I hope you're recovering and taking care of yourself. And I know it's been really tough for a lot of people. So many people have been sick, and I'm so sorry that, you've had to go through that. It's been really rough. We've been fortunate to have avoided the Rona, Adam and I, but I think it's just a matter of time because Adam being in an office with a bunch of people, it's just a matter of time. So, but we're vaccinated and boosted, and we're good to go. I'm not going to stress about something that I don't have any control over. Don't mind my computer. Why is it doing this? Hold on one second. So for some reason, my laptop settings, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so I think it's just a matter of time. But mental health check-in, everything is going well. My medication is still doing what it needs to do. I did start therapy with basically a behavioral therapist, and I had my first session. I was supposed to have another session this week, and they called me and said it needed to be rescheduled, that she wasn't taking any appointments that week. Like she had to cancel all of her appointments that week. So I hope everything is okay with her. So I rescheduled that for, I think it was the 17th of February. But yeah, everything's going great with that. I feel so much better, and I'm so glad that I am in therapy, and it's just helped me. It's just been incredible. It's been incredible. Adam is just, he's floored with the difference night and day. So let me give you an example. So whenever we go anywhere and drive anywhere, usually I always have to drive because I can't stand being a passenger in a car. I have to be in complete control of the situation, and I cannot be a passenger. It's just not for me. So we took my car yesterday, but I let him drive. And normally I'm like total backseat driver. I'm like telling him what to do. Don't get too close to that truck. Oh my gosh, get in the other lane. Go faster, slow down, total backseat driving. Just complete pain in his ass. And when we went to his parents, I didn't say anything. I was completely comfortable just being a passenger and not worrying about it. We got to Adam's parents' house. He was like, "Did you know you didn't say anything the whole way here?" And I hadn't even noticed it. I was like, "Wow, you're right." So that's a pretty good example. Another example is, like usually after we eat, I'm like obsessed with making sure that all the dishes are cleaned, the kitchen's wiped down. Like I'm just way OCD about it. And I cannot do anything else until I know that kitchen is clean. Well, last night, we had Sean over for dinner and everything, like I said. And after dinner, I filled the dishwasher, and I had to run the dishwasher, and I had a bunch of other dishes and, stuff from cooking in the sink that I couldn't really do anything about because the dishwasher was running. I mean, I could have hand washed them, but who wants to do that, right? And I just said, you know what, whatever, just leave it in the sink. And I did. I left it in the sink until, the dishwasher was done and Sean left, and it didn't bother me. So definitely improving on, things that I would be very obsessive about. It doesn't bother me as much. So that's been a huge change for me, and for the positive, absolutely. So that's been really good. Yes, really good. So yeah, I'm trying to think what else is going on. Cats are fine. They're still, they're still the cats. Skylar is still being a little aggressive with Zoe. In fact, I found a little bit of blood on Zoe's neck last night, so I think they got into a scuffle. I was able to grab Zoe and actually look at her neck, and it looks like it looks like maybe it was just, on the surface of her fur. I didn't see where there was an actual wound or anything like that, so I don't know. But yeah, Skylar she likes to just go after Zoe. I mean, she just gets in a mood and she just wants to fight. And I just have no idea why. I mean, at first we thought they were playing, or we thought Skylar was playing, but she's not playing. And she growls while she's, attacking her and stuff. Sometimes we got to get in between them. So, but they don't do it that often, and they still end up, curling up together with each other in the bed or, wherever. So they are doing well. I think I mentioned before, my dad and my stepmother, they decided to get out of this cold weather and go to St. Thomas. I think they're down there for 5 weeks. Good for them. I wish I could, be somewhere warm. It's been very, very cold here. Well, me personally, for where I live, it's been very cold. I know a lot of people are in much colder areas, so yeah, but for me it's cold. When it gets down to 13 at night, that's pretty cold, where we have to actually drip water and all of that. Oh yeah, let's talk about water. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot to tell you guys about this. Okay. For those of you that have been following me, we've had all kinds of water issues with this house, between us having to put a water treatment system in, and then 4 months later having to replace our entire water line from the road up to the house. It's been a nightmare. It's been a nightmare. So was it last week or probably 2 weeks ago, I went downstairs. I have to go down into the basement we keep all of our we have a fridge down there, and we keep all of our drinks and extra creamer and milk and all of that, and food that won't fit in our fridge up here. We keep that down in the basement. So I went down to the basement to get creamer and milk, and I was like, oh, let me check the salt tank, because whenever I go down there, I just check the salt tank. So we have a water treatment system where we have the actual system itself, and then we have a black, just really heavy duty like some kind of plastic tank that we pour salt in, and then the system pulls the salt, mixes the water, and treats the water to make it so the hard water is softer. So I opened up the salt tank, and normally it's supposed to be you just see the salt. There should not be any water visible in the tank. Well, the tank was full of water, like all the way up to the drain valve, which is not good at all. And we had noticed too that our skin had become a little bit itchy, and that's a sure sign that there's a change in the water. So I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? We just had it installed in April. It hasn't even been a year. What the heck? So I called the plumber, and our plumber, who we know very well, he came out and looked at it. And what's funny is when he came out and looked at it, opened the brine tank, and the water had gone back down. But the water had stayed full. I checked it every day once I found it. It had stayed full for 3 days, because the plumber couldn't get out there for 3 days. And magically, of course, when he gets there, there isn't any water. But you could see the line around the tank where the water had been. And he was like, yeah, this isn't good. And, I wonder if there's a malfunction in the, the computerized part of it and all of that. So because it's under a warranty for 2 years, he said, okay, we're going to, push it into a regen cycle, which means it basically every 6 days it flushes out the water that's in the house and retreats it. And it's a 4-hour process. So he said, I'm going to push it into a regen cycle, and you let me know if it does it again. I'll come back out here and replace the whole top section, the computerized section of the unit. I said, okay. So we pushed it into the regen cycle. That was like at 8 o'clock. He didn't leave until like 8 o'clock that night. And then, we went to bed because I wasn't going to stay up for all of that. And then the next day I went down and looked at it. It was fine. The water, felt better. It was, softer. And so fingers crossed we're not going to have any issues with it. But I was like, gosh, when it rains, it pours. We just can't catch a break on, this laptop. Hold on, let me see what's going on here. I think the power settings got messed up because I had to restart. It. Let's see. There we go. Thermal. Yeah, let's do quiet mode. Quiet mode. There we go. Yeah, so I'm telling you, it seems like always to be this way when one thing goes wrong with your house, it's like you get it fixed and then boom, something else happens. I guess it's just the part of home ownership. And don't get me wrong, I love my house and I love owning the house. It's just, I wish it would space out the problems a little bit instead of back-to-back issues, but we'll see. So yeah, so that is what has been happening with us. For the most part, everything is good, and nothing horrible right now, which is great. Trying to just stay positive, and yeah. So anyway, all right. So that is my whip and chat for today. Let me know in the comments down below what all of you are working on. I would love to know. And if they have a dragon emoji, let's use that today. Because, dragons. Yes, dragons. So I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your week. Stay safe. Make good decisions, all that good stuff. And stay healthy. And I will see you again very soon.